Alright guys, so I am happy to report that the suspension situation has been rectified. It ended up being, pretty much what I thought it was. Misalignment of the springs and the perches. Now here's the thing. The spring was actually perfectly aligned in the perch on the passenger side, which was a lot lower. And the perch on this side was all out of whack. But here's the thing. Inside the spring seating cup, there is a little donut that sticks out in the center of it, and that is supposed to, it's kind of misshapen, it's kind of oblong, and it's supposed to sync up with the spring in a certain rotation to hold the spring in position so it doesn't shift around. The problem is, and I don't know if it's a problem with I doubt it's a problem with how GM did it. I think the Beltec springs I got are just a little off in their shape. And this spring, in order for me to get it perfectly rotated into the end stop of the cup on the CPP lower control arm, it just wasn't seating low enough in the top cup. And I played with it literally for 45 minutes trying to get it jostled around and just right. And at the end of the day, I got it as good as I could, and it was still sitting a little bit higher on this side. So then I came over to the passenger side, and what ended up having to happen is I had to kind of make my spring seating on this side a little less than perfect in order to match it to the other side. I mean, the spring's in there, it's not shifting around, it's not going anywhere, it's not making any noise, no popping, nothing like that. But it is not like absolutely perfect in the lower, perch on the lower control arm. It's just off by a tiny little bit. But what I've ended up with now is that the height from the floor to the top of the fender well is exactly 27 3/4 dead on both sides. So it's equal now. Everything is sitting now the way it's supposed to. Except for the fact that I still maintain that I think the rear end could bear to go down another inch. Jury's still out on that. I'm still undecided on how I'm gonna, do that, whether I'm gonna take the helper leaf out and just leave 3 leaves, or if I'm gonna dick around with maybe putting a block in there or what. But the rear end needs to go down just a teeny little bit more for it to sit perfectly, in my opinion. Let's see if I can get a better. I mean, it's got a pretty badass rake to it now, but and realistically, the gap between the fenders and the tires is almost equal front to back, despite the back tires being higher. You know what? It might be okay. I gotta drive it for a little while and see how it feels. It might be okay like that, especially because I'm gonna put the big 3-inch exhaust stumps coming out by the steps there. I might want that extra clearance, but yeah, I mean, it looks pretty goddamn tough right now, if you ask me. Gotta deal with those old gas tank wires. That's the next thing on the agenda. My LMC order is actually showing up today, which is pretty badass, because in that order I'm getting my replacement fender finally, so it'll have 2 rear fenders, both new steps, my my second stage of heat insulation that I've been waiting on to do my carpet, my new seat cover, new door panels for both sides. I have my second windshield wiper arms finally coming, and a brand new grill, because this one was painted black and looks shitty, and it's done for. And this, although that's a billet, little part somebody stuck in there, it's all banged up. This looks like shit. I'd rather have the stock bow tie in there. So that's all coming today, along with a bunch of other little doodads that I ordered, which I can't remember off the top of my head now, but bunch of other little bits and pieces. So that'll keep me pretty busy today, and hopefully next video we'll see some pretty dramatic updates on the interior and stuff. I don't know if Doug's gonna come over and get involved. I've been kicking his ass over here the last few times he's been over. We've been doing heavy duty suspension work, which in my opinion, next to pulling an engine and stuff, is like the dirtiest, grimiest, most difficult, laborious work you can do on a vehicle. Especially something like this. You got 40 years of just road grime and New Mexico mud and dirt buildup on everything. It's filthy work, and it's just really hard. So, we'll see. Maybe I can convince him and be like, no, I swear, it's just gonna be easy work today. It's just gonna be interior bullshit. Lure him over here, because he's on vacation right now. But we'll see. But I just wanted to do a quick video with the truck stance now, so everybody can see it finally sitting the way it's supposed to be sitting with the new wheels and tires. And just by simply switching out the fleet side bed on the back to the step side, putting the wheels and tires and dropping it has completely changed the entire attitude of this truck, like full circle. So now, hopefully tomorrow, I'm supposed to get my spread bore to square bore pattern plate, and I can throw this Edelbrock carburetor on here and see if that makes any difference in how this thing's running. Because there's actually a big, like a cruising, like a big meet going on at Tilted Kilt here in the area, apparently on Saturday night. I work Saturday during the day, but it would be super awesome to be able to cruise this truck up there on Saturday, even though it's not fast or anything. Just to get up there and represent and have the truck out for the first time or anything. That would be pretty cool. Just because it looks badass, in my opinion. All right, guys. Till the next one.